So I'm going to show you why IGN is absolutely wasting people's time by creating a comparison of the Last of Us TV show and the game, where the comparison is barely even, it's not even comparable. It's two completely different things. There's maybe one or two scenes that are like the same in a 1 hour episode of a show. It's not even close. Like, okay, Joel and Ellie are walking. There we go, a game clip where Ellie actually walks up to the gaming console, and that's the same as in the video game. And that's it. That's the only actual comparison. Here's a shot of Bill actually walking out of his house into like his little townscape that he has, and that's him in the video game where he's wearing a mask confronting Ellie, and he takes his mask off. So what's the difference? Well, in the TV show, Ellie is not there, which is a huge difference, right? Like, can you imagine completely removing the main character from a scene and trying to compare it? It's not even the same. And then they compare this. What kind of comparison is this? Like, one, he's actually discussing the map with Joel, and in the second one, he's actually talking to Frank, who shows up from falling into one of his traps. These are not the same things completely. Again, here's a comparison of a what do you call this? One of the zombies that walks up to one of I guess Bill's traps. Here you actually point out your gun as Joel. You try to take aim, and it explodes because it gets hit by one of Bill's trap. What's the difference? Well, in the first one, Joel and Ellie are actually venturing through the what do you call this? Like these narrow passageways between the buildings to try to get to Bill's place, and there's a bunch of traps that Bill has set up. So you gotta actually figure out how to get around it. Well, in TV show, none of that happens. The zombie just gets hit by one of Bill's traps, and that's it. There's literally no comparison to be made here. The next one is, Ellie and Joel actually sharing a moment by a fire, which doesn't happen in the TV series where Ellie and Joel just walked into Bill's house. Bill is completely dead already because he committed suicide. He's not the survivalist is in the video game. He's actually just a guy who wants to commit suicide because his lover dies, who's his gay partner, Frank. In the video game, Frank actually commits suicide because he's done with Bill. He doesn't want to live with Bill anymore. He wants to go out and explore, but Bill is so safe, feels so safe in his own little enclosure. He doesn't want to leave it. So Frank actually explores the outside and he goes and dies, getting killed by a zombie. And Bill just continues to live on because he's a survivor. In the TV series, however, both of them commit suicide together, and they leave a note for Joel to come and check. So you can see here, Joel actually has an exchange with Bill, which doesn't happen in the TV series. TV series, Ellie is reading out the note to Joel, and the note is left by Bill. In the actual video game, Bill and Joel read Frank's note, which is left for them. So yeah, it's a completely different thing. Also here, they finally get into the car. In the first one, they find the battery. They work together with Bill. They travel through the environment with Bill. They defeat one of the bloaters, which is a big, what do you call this, zombie creature monster that they fight together with Bill. It's one of the most important encounters very early on in the story to tell you that this game is not messing around. And that's how they get to this truck. In the second one, they just have the truck already waiting for them when they go over to Bill. So there's no challenge, there's no traversal whatsoever. And here, there's a conversation where Joel tells Ellie, like, don't ever bring up Tess, don't show your wound or whatever, because people will not trust that you're immune. They will just kill you. And can you see the difference between these two scenes? One is in the wilderness, where they're actually exploring nature and they're going around and they're traveling and they're taking on challenges. The other one is they're already in Bill's place. Bill is not even there. He's not even alive. There's literally no comparison to be made between these two because, as you can see, the TV series and the game are two completely different things that only want to show you like one little scene. Oh, guess what? Here we go. This is nostalgia. You guys remember this one? Okay, now here's the rest of it, where we don't care about the video game at all. We want to just do our own thing. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. Whatever. I'm done. I left my review for this. You guys can check it out if you want to. But yeah, thanks for watching. Take care.